999 and 1000. Oh, hi. You just caught me in the middle of my curls exercise. Well, I was gonna go to 2000, but I guess I can cut it short just for you. Now, I'll be honest, it probably would have helped me to actually read an article about main character syndrome before making a video about it, but you know, it's thematically correct anyways. So, reading directly from WebMD, main character syndrome is the perception that your life is a story or a movie where you're the central character. A term that was born on social media. It's not a true syndrome or mental disorder, but it may overlap a bit with a handful of mental health conditions. When you see yourself as the star or protagonist, you may behave as if you always have an audience. Of course, most everyone acts a bit differently when they know or believe someone is watching, but that behavior is magnified when you have main character syndrome. It's not who you really are, it's the image you want to create for others. Now, you might be thinking, hey, a YouTuber talking about main character syndrome. How ironic. I win, I'm smarter than you. Now here's a little factoid you might not know about. Did you know I'm better than you? No, that's not a joke. I actually am better than you. I'm more interesting, more valuable, more prized than you. I think it goes without saying anyways. I mean, not to brag or anything, but I think you're looking at the peak human form right now. Oh, is that you think you're better than me, more important than me? Oh, why don't you go to the comments and say, oink, you fat pig. You fat, disgusting slog of a person. Oh, you're gonna tell me how many curls you do in the comments? Well, I don't see you curling while you do comments. Yeah, you're too busy commenting to do curls. I'm doing curls while I'm doing my job, damn it. Well, my part-time job. Now, I want to talk about that thing when you're 3 or 4 where you wake up one day and suddenly things just exist now. I'm quite literally mean everything just exists now. You're living finally. I'm talking about gaining consciousness. Now, my first memory was when I was like 2 years old and I was sitting in a truck having a picture taken of me, but like my actual first thought was immediate existential crisis. And I can summarize this crisis into 2 words. Why me? Like, seriously, this is a thought I had when I was 4 years old where it was like, why am I the one to have the existence that I do? I don't know how else to explain it, but it feels like I was assigned this. I was assigned this face that I look at in the mirror. I was assigned to grow up like this. And I'll tell you right now, it's actually a pretty good assignment that I have. I live a pretty cozy life, actually. And again, that is the same thought I had. Why do I have this cozy life? Why was I assigned such a cozy life where I get to hack my 3DS and play all the games that I bought legally on it? See that? Okay. It's a cartridge, okay? Bought it legally. So Super Mario 3D Land, in case you were wondering. And when you are assigned your existence, you're given some choices. You're given free will. Do I make the good choices or do I make the bad choices? Do I help the old lady cross the street or do I push her in front of a car and, you know, I get like 5 seconds of entertainment before reality sets in? Now, legally, I'm required to say I'm not speaking from experience, but, you know, sometimes people see me, they say, hey, aren't you the guy that pushed that lady across the street? And I say, no, that never happened. Okay, what happened was an accident, a tragedy. We don't need to point fingers at anyone here. But what I'm saying is that we have a sense of what a selfish action is. An action that serves no one else but the person committing said action. And it's pretty impressive that we have such a good definition of what being selfish is, that we distinguish it as a bad thing compared to being a good thing, compared to being for the greater good. Because, like, how could you not be selfish? Think about it. You live in the body that you do every single day. You exist in only this form and this form only. And I guess you can develop a sense of empathy to understand how someone else might exist like you, but that is so insane how we're able to do that. It just is, in a way. Like, there is a mental condition where we can't understand how other people feel other than ourselves, and it's called psychopathy. I mean, other people exist, but we can't really understand why. Why do people exist that isn't us? Like, how come I have a consciousness? How am I supposed to translate that idea into someone else? Like, how is someone else supposed to have a consciousness? Now, that is the thought of a psychopath. We have gained the experience of our own consciousness to develop things such as empathy and emotional intelligence and apply that to other people. But there is an issue with that, and it's the fact that having empathy can be extremely difficult sometimes. To put it simply, sometimes people have it worse and you experience their worst life so much that you just don't want to be a part of it anymore. That's the simplest way to put it. In a way, some people have prioritized this idea of empathy and social circles and caring for others so much to the point that caring about yourself sometimes is seen as selfish when really it's not. You know, at the end of the day, I'm more important to me than I am important to you. And it goes the other way around. And by that, I don't mean, oh, my main priority right now is to go on my 3DS and play brain age concentration training. No, my main priority just doesn't revolve around you specifically sometimes. Like, if you want me to go hang out with you and a family member of mine has like an emergency at the hospital, now, is there a difference between having main character syndrome and choosing what I believe to be the best choice in my life? So I think main character syndrome has a little bit of duality. On one hand, you have the easy way of thinking about it, which is everyone cares about what I am doing right now, and I have to perform for them right now. I have to do whatever it takes to be the center of attention. Or, on the other hand, you are extremely self-conscious to the point that you think everyone is looking at what you're doing right now because you didn't choose to be the main character, but God, that person on the subway is probably thinking about how ugly I look. And there's a comic going to talk about how big my nose is. Now, the truth is, you're probably not going to comment that because you should have commented oink, you fat fucking pig. I'm sorry if that hurt your feelings. You're beautiful, I guess. So yeah, sure. Why not? Feel good about yourself. Fuck it. I don't care. And I think we can all agree these two types of people are, I don't want to say equally insufferable, but they're insufferable. And it boils down to the fact that they are thinking about themselves all of the fucking time. And if I really wanted an easy way out, I could just spend the rest of this video complaining about these two types of people and how they annoy me on a day-to-day basis. Oh, this person that cares too much about themselves. I mean, I'm sitting right here, I'm trying to talk to them, but they just want to talk about themselves. And on the other hand, you have this person sitting across from me and all they're doing is talking about themselves. And they're also like self-loathing about it. And there's a simple reason why this bothers me. It's because I want to talk about my life and what's going on. I don't think this is very surprising coming from a YouTuber, but I have a tendency to think that I am more interesting than other people I talk to sometimes. I have ideas I want to talk about to people, but in reality, if I were to talk about these ideas, I'd just be talking about myself in an alternative way. And I don't necessarily mean videos like this. These aren't necessarily videos about me specifically, but also they kind of are because I'm talking about my inner state of mind. But this is also an activity in self-awareness. I try to talk about these things so that way I can be as transparent as possible about them. Now, do I succeed? Some people tell you no, and my fans will tell you yes. My best fans, my greatest fans. Now, I feel like I do have to talk about the chance of a potential cultural divide in some areas, because I'm an American, as you can tell. I'm actually from New Jersey, and I think it goes without saying that there is a very individualistic nature in America. I am right and everyone is wrong sometimes. It's just the way it is. But we grow up with individualism. We grow up with celebrities, and they're these individuals that are the most interesting people on the planet. And we just kind of latch that idea onto us. We like to daydream about people being interested in us. We love having attention, and everyone thinks about how interesting we are, and it's kind of why I'm making this channel, because I think I'm more interesting than some people sometimes, and I just need to make a video to explain why. I am joking, but at the same time, I mean, that thought comes from somewhere. This channel is undeniable proof that I think what I say matters in the world to the point that I want to show it to the world. That's just the way how every YouTube channel is. There is an unbridled confidence you need in order to have a successful YouTube channel. I mean, some people have successful YouTube channels just because of unbridled confidence in their ability to entertain. Now, I'm not saying it's a good kind of entertainment. I'm actually kind of saying there's a lot of content farms on YouTube, but at the end of the day, these people have enough ego to say, oh, I can just make a channel from scratch and it will work, and I know it will work, and then it does work, so then they're right. Ah, damn it. Now, YouTube is only one of these examples. I think the example a lot more people will relate to, because I have to practice that. It's not just about me. I can't just talk about YouTube all the time. Sometimes I gotta talk about other social media. What about Instagram? I mean, it's a social media app used to update people about how your life is going. Now, I don't use Instagram like that in the sense that I don't actually upload anything on Instagram. I kind of just use it to look at memes. What do you think? I'm still in fucking high school? Now, I'll tell you what I see right now. I see someone holding some game they hunted down right now. I see someone uploading 20 photos of themselves and their trip to Japan. I see this.
Oil into into the flour. Pour boiling hot oil into the flour.
Now, why do people upload these things? Why do they upload their achievements, their adventures? I mean, what's the reason? I mean, I can write off what I'm doing right now as like, oh, this is just a way I make money, but I just need to stop talking about myself for just one fucking second. Hold on. The simple answer is we upload these achievements because they make us look better. And you know what? I'm just gonna go with that reason, because you remember that app Be Real? But the idea was that some random time of the day, you take a photo of yourself and it's like, oh, this is the real me. I'm actually not on a trip to Japan and doing this. I'm actually just sitting at my computer right now. It's just a very desperate desire to believe that you're actually interesting enough for this app that, you know, is it probably a humbling experience to have? Yeah, but that means you had to be humbled in the first place before you used it. You thought there was something intrinsically valuable about showing the real you, even though at the end of the day, it's not showing the real you, and we can't be interesting all the time. I don't want to be interesting all the time because I don't want people to know what I am doing all the time. You know I gotta edit this later, right? You want to see what an editing process looks like? No, you don't. No one wants to see that. Oh, it would actually be pretty in it. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be like this meta entertainment where, oh, it's actually fun to watch someone edit because you're looking into the... No. If you're not an editor, you don't want to see someone editing, and if you are an editor, you still don't want to see someone editing. I just want them to see a more polished version of me, a version of me that I have meticulously crafted in order to have just, you know, an above average presence online. With that said though, I will tell you that main character syndrome can be a good thing sometimes. Of course, you have to take everything in moderation, but main character syndrome can be a good thing. There's a reason people upload their vacation, their achievements, their videos. There's one simple reason. It's just to create a memory. We want to create a good memory, whether it be our own good memory or a good memory to someone else. The idea is just to create memory. I want to occupy a space in your brain so that way I have a positive impact on your life. That's kind of the whole of this channel. That's the sum of this channel, actually. Now, this is the part where I make you feel good and say I don't always do it for the money, and because if I did do it for the money, I make another fucking Elon Musk video right the fuck now. I wouldn't be making a video about fucking main character. What are you, stupid? Dude, did you see how my last Elon Musk video did? That did fucking numbers. This guy thinks he's a fucking main character, and look at that. So what are good examples of main character syndrome? Probably giving your kids good memories. Paint yourself as like a good parental figure. That'll create good memories in your kids, and then, you know, you'll be cherished. Your impact will be felt through generations because you're a good parental figure. It doesn't have to be selfish. You think about that hyper overconfident person that only thinks about themselves and that low energy unconfident person that only thinks about themselves. Both of those people have one thing in common, and that is they create a bad memory. When you think about them, you think bad memories and how bad those memories are and how like that was just not a good experience in your life. I can talk about Elon Musk like for 5 more seconds maybe. This guy has given me nothing but like bad memories in the past 3-4 years. He is a horrible existence in my life. Be funny, make people laugh, make them smile even, make them feel good about themselves or just feel good about living, and just for the love of God, don't talk about cryptocurrencies. Don't talk about meme coins or hawk to a coin. Sometimes you hawk what you Tua, and if you Tua a rug pull scam, it's just not gonna be very favorable in the public perception. You gave everyone a bad time. It's the bad main character syndrome because you had enough confidence to think you could fucking pull it off in the first place. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe the people shouldn't comment oink, because maybe that would just give them a bad feeling and a bad memory when they comment oink, because then they feel like a fat fucking disgusting pig. They should comment something they like about themselves. That actually would be like a pretty positive thing, wouldn't it? Now, this could be like a secure ending to main character syndrome. Oh, just give people good memories and we'll be on with our life. You know, just be positive. Spread positivity, man. I saw this tweet of this video that is a forgotten relic of the past. You'll see it right here. It is this girl doing like the pose, and there's a bunch of emoji hearts around her, and it's send this to someone who needs cheering up. An example of positivity so overwhelming that it makes you feel worse. And people on Twitter saw this and they completely forgot how obnoxious these were. And they're saying things like, oh man, why can't we just be more positive? Hey, remember when life used to be better and everyone wasn't so negative all the time? Man, why don't we just spread more positivity? This positivity is a bad memory, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why this fucking sucks, because it limits the capacity that I am allowed to be myself. Videos like these are like people shoving an entire pink frosted sprinkled donut in your mouth. It's sugary, it's overwhelming, you ate it too fast, you felt a little sick afterwards. You know, there's a time and place for this. I'm not calling this video an evil by the white devil. I'm just saying, people negative all the time, yeah, is that going to be fixed with artificial positivity? No, it's going to be fixed with genuine positivity, but how do we be genuinely positive? Well, you gotta start by being genuine. In terms of positivity, you just, positivity. Positive. Positivity. Yeah, you just,